What's up? Welcome to the Vegas Benchwarmer Podcast. As always, my name is Eric. He hate me 702. And this guy is Jeremy is gonna be frozen a lot today. Yeah, you're cutting out really bad. You're like normally probably like I sound. And you're frozen with your eyes closed.
People neighborhood in Arizona, so
Yep, I hear it. Hold on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tweet some stuff out real quick. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I gotta do a couple tweets and then we'll get into the show. Today we got a couple things to talk about. We're gonna talk about Metcalf's contract. We're gonna talk about UFC 277 predictions. We're going to talk about Jensen's injury. What are they doing with Tom Brady center? We'll also talk about a topic that I want to talk about, starts, bench, and cut. It was something that I got into on Twitter, and we will go from there. I'm going to remove Jeremy right now until he gets back up. There we go. Bring him back on. So I'm finishing tweeting it out right now. Give us a second. Jeremy is on the road. So it's he's in Lake Havasu. So it's not the easiest thing for him right now. I just got to pull up the Facebook and then I'll be ready to go.
Look, I got the iPad, the cell phone. I got everything out.
You trying to go with everybody. You're doing everything right now. I hate Facebook. Sure. Oh, but it's working now. So I can see you on Facebook. Well, maybe you froze. I don't know. Okay, hold on. And here. All right, I gotta check one thing. I'm sorry, guys. It's just so much easier for me to do this on stream. I was gonna have Jeremy start off the talking.
Have you met me before? Let me introduce myself.
So basically, we're gonna talk about a couple things today. Hopefully tonight, I'm not saying I'm going to be 100% on a live stream tonight, but we will definitely put out a video after the UFC 277 event happens. So we'll get on stream. I don't know if we're just going to record it or if we're going to go live, depending on the time it is. But it'll be like 15, 20-minute video just talking about what happened. I plan on watching it. As you can see, I am all decked out in Aces gear today. Aces shirt, Aces hat. Let's go Aces. They won the Commissioner Cup. I'm not even gonna talk about what happened. So I mean, I was scared during that cup, but I'm all set to go. So how's your week going, Jeremy?
I guess it's all right. I finally got AC in my house.
There we go. The man is cool again.
Yeah, I got AC at my house, and now I'm in Lake Havasu, where it's humid as shit.
Yep, and you're about to go to the lake and have a good old time.
I might rent some jet skis and some boats.
You're going to go have fun. Just be safe.
I'm going to try to live that rich white people life. We're going to try. We'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens. I got to switch where the Twitch is. So that way I can definitely make sure I have it up. So if I need to clip anything, it's all good. Yeah, because I figured out how to do that. Is my edit? Yeah,
I did.
Okay, that's right.
I think I'm allergic to dogs now.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. How'd you figure that out?
Because my friend brought her dog with her.
Uh-huh.
And now my eyes are fucked up. And
what kind of dog? What kind of dog is it?
German Shepherd mix.
Oh, could just also be dirty as shit. I'm saying, if the dog is dirty and filthy, that shit will happen too.
Well, it's been happening with other people's dogs too.
Oh, so then there you go. Yeah, you already know it.
Now I need to go find some Benadryl this morning.
Yeah, first thing. I'm sure you'll be able to find it though. You're in Lake Havasu. I'm sure that's a mixture. You know, Lake Havasu, they're known for date rape. So, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Look, need none of that.
I don't know what Benadryl has to do with that. I'm just on one right now. Okay, so let's go over the Metcalf contract. What do you think about it?
72?
Let's see. He got 3 years for $72 million. 30
million.
Does that say $30 million signing bonus? His average salary is $24 million. Guaranteed at signing is $31 million. His total guarantee amount is $58.2 million. For 2022, he makes $1 million plus a 7 million, almost 79 million or 7.9 million signing bonus. He has a cap hit of 8.8. Yearly cash is 31 million. Next year, base salary 2 million, 7.5, a signing 4.4 million option, 13 million cap hit, 13 million, 7.5 for 24 million cap hit. And then he's got an option, a potential out in 2025.
I just want to know, what has he done to deserve this contract?
Okay, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm paying DK Metcalf this contract. I mean, let's be real. Christian Kirk got 84. I don't give a fuck. Christian Kirk got 84 million. This is a fucking discount. Like, if you look at what receivers have gotten, I'm damn sure giving him this contract. Like, without a doubt.
Which receivers that have already gotten paid would you put in the same class as DK Metcalf?
Okay, hold on. I'm looking up who just got paid. Are we talking about in the last year?
No, just recently.
Just recently. Okay. Okay, so I'm right here. Okay, so well, he's not in Devonte Adams, but he makes $70 million less than him. Not in Tyreek Hill. I'm definitely putting him up there with AJ Brown. AJ Brown got a $100 million fucking contract. So, like, AJ Brown, who else just signed a contract? Christian Kirk, he's got 72 million. DK Metcalf got 72 million. So, okay, here we go. Terry McLaurin got 68. I mean, I put Terry McLaurin over DK.
But how's DK deserve more than McLaurin?
I'm not saying he does, but they set the fucking Christian Kirk fucked everything up. So they set the market with Christian Kirk. You can't pay him less than Christian Kirk. And Seattle's not paying no fucking body. They're in a rebuilding stage, so it doesn't hurt them to give him $72 million. Like, if I'm definitely paying DK Metcalf for that fucking speed. Like, I'm not saying, like, let's be honest. Tyreek Hill has $110 million. 80 million of that is based off of his fucking speed. You can't teach speed. And he's only, 4 years in?
You can absolutely teach speed.
No, the fuck you can't.
Coaches do it all the time.
No. You can teach somebody how to hit. You can teach somebody proper technique to run, but you cannot teach somebody to run a 4.2 unless they run a fucking 4.2. There's no coach that is teaching me to run a 4.2. But there's a coach that can teach me to throw a tight-ass spiral and throw that ball 40 yards down the field. There's no coach that can teach me to throw it 90 yards. There's some talent that people get paid on that is purely talent and ability. Talent outweighs ability sometimes, or talent outweighs hard work. When you have when you're that fucking fast, you can't teach that speed. Like, he caught Buda Baker, and Buda was like, what the fuck? How did he catch me?
That's the only thing he's known for.
But that doesn't matter. You can't teach that. I can teach him to get better at route running. I can teach him to get better at reading defenses. Not me personally. But I can teach him to get better at moves and jukes. But I can't teach that speed. And you as a fucking Raiders fan should understand that. Darius Hayward-Bay.
He's a bust.
Al Davis. Yeah, but Metcalf's not. And he got drafted based off of speed. So, like, Okay, here we go. Let's just look at wide receiver contracts, okay? So if I were to tell you Metcalf right now is the 10th highest paid quarterback receiver, tied for the 10th highest paid receiver with 3 people, what would you say about that?
I think it's too high.
Okay, so he's not the 10th best, right?
Uh-uh.
Okay. So now when you start talking about the contracts, let's look at who's on this list. Kenny Golladay is on that fucking list. So how are you going to tell Metcalf, I'm not paying you the same amount as fucking Kenny Golladay?
I don't think Kenny Golladay should be on that list.
Tyler Lockett is at 69. Terry just signed. Robert Woods is at 65. Adam Thielen's at 64. DJ Moore just signed at 61. Cortland Sutton's at 60. Chris Godwin got 60. Deandre Hopkins got 54, but he signed that 2 years ago. Allen Robinson got 46. So, I mean, realistically, there's some receivers that I would put over DK Metcalf. But you got to look at the way their teams are in positions. DJ Moore, they're paying fucking Sam Darnold $20 million fucking dollars. Cortland Sutton just got paid by fucking, they just paid Russell Wilson an arm and a leg. Chris Godwin has Mike Evans and Tom Brady on that offense. DeAndre Hopkins, again, got signed 2 years ago when the money was a little different. So then I look ahead of him. So Cooper Kupp, okay, 80,000. Yep, deserves it. Christian Kirk at 72. Keenan Allen at 80. Mike Evans at 82. Stephon Diggs at 96. Michael Thomas at 96. So outside of the next 2 I'm about to mention, I could put DeAndre Hopkins, but we're not going to talk about his contract. I'd definitely put Terry McLaurin up there. I'd put Chris Godwin up there. So right now in the top 22, I'm moving DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin above of DK Metcalf. But I'm also taking out Amari Cooper and AJ Brown. So right now, based off of these contracts, I moved 1, 2, 3.
Amari Cooper deserves to be
4, 5 people ahead of him. And I took out 2. So instead of him being tied for, and I'm also taking out Kenny Golladay. So I'm taking out 3. So instead of, and I'm taking out fucking Christian Kirk. So I'm taking out 4. So instead of him being tied for 10th, he's fucking 10th. Like, I get what you're saying. He hasn't done nothing to get it. But you're not paying him based off of what he's produced in the first 4 years. When Russell Wilson has been in and out of activity, they're not paying him based off that. They're paying him based off what he's going to produce in the next 4 years. It's a 4-year contract. Like, this first contract is not paid off of what you've produced. Let's look at who gets paid. Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, when he got paid before he won, Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, Devonte Adams. Like, they're not getting paid for producing wins. A receiver doesn't get paid for producing wins. They're not getting paid for winning championships. They're getting paid for putting up yards and being able to beat a defense and being a key weapon. That speed is a key weapon. You have to put 2 people over top of him. You have to open that side up. So I'm paying him. And again, maybe if I'm the Chiefs, I'm not paying him $72 million. Like, I'm not paying Mecole Hardman $72 million. And you know I love him. Because he hasn't done shit, but I don't have $72 million to pay him. But if I'm the shitty-ass Seattle Seahawks, who have fucking Drew Lock and whoever the fuck else they have as their quarterback, Tavares Jackson, I'm paying him $72 million. I'm going to let you talk now because I've been talking for like 7 minutes.
Oh, no, we're good. I don't think he deserves the contract. Done nothing to deserve it. I don't give a fuck.
Are you saying something? Or are you just moving?
I don't care if he's the fastest player.
We can't hear you. You have no sound.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Ace is out. Just so everybody know. Ace is out.
Can you hear me?
Why waiting for the sound? We're going to do something we ain't done in a while. We're going to do some shout outs.
Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on.
Having technical difficulties.
Can you hear me? Hey.
From Grandpa's room and yelled, huh?
Can you hear me?
So let me go ahead and share my screen.
Hey, can you hear
We're
me?
going to do some shout outs while we're waiting for Jeremy to get his stuff together. You good?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right, so make sure you guys always go and follow my man Dudes on the Couch on Twitch, on Twitter. This man is the junk. We just played Madden a couple days ago. We had a 2-hour stream. We're continuing our franchise, Golden Eagle franchise. That's what he's naming his. Maybe I should. Mine is the Celtic Tigers. We both lost our first game. 2-hour stream. We're going to continue that on Thursdays. So make sure you go ahead and give my man Dudes on the Couch a shout out. Make sure you go ahead and give that man a shout out. Go ahead and give him a follow. Dude is amazing. Are you back?
Can you hear me?
Say something.
Can you hear me?
Nope. Yep, I can hear you. Okay.
You can hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, let me turn some shit on because I had to switch to my phone. Oh, that's not.
We can't hear you now.
Hold on.
Can't hear you now. Whenever you decide to put it on the screen.
Hold on.
On a thing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We can't hear you. Did it connect to your car? That's so fucking.
Can you hear me now?
weird.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So weird. Okay, I'm gonna do one more shout out, but I'm just looking for them real quick. I had a couple more to give. I'm going to my messages though. That's what I'm trying to get to. Because I gotta go to the messages that we got. Black Up Creators. Where's he at?
Can you hear me?
I'm actually just gonna give a whole shout out to this whole entire group chat. Are you back? Can we hear you? He's frozen. Okay. I might just have to go ahead and go on Twitter. So we got a group chat. We got a group chat right here. You see a couple of group chats, but hey, Kansas. This is the person I want to shout out. D Drippy Network Podcast Network, basically amazing guy. He's gonna make our new intro. Please go give him a follow. He's got a Twitter. He's also got a YouTube channel, the same thing. Viewers Anonymous is a great podcast. They review films, tons of different films. Please go ahead and give them a shout out, give them a follower. I've listened to a lot of them. We also have 28 minutes or less podcasts. They do something very similar to Viewer Anonymous. They might all be together. I'm not 100% positive. Go give them a shout out. And then Titty LLC Product Tester. He does a lot of stuff. He does Twitch. He plays 2K, Call of Duty. He also does podcasts with Viewers Anonymous. So please go ahead and give them a shout out. Give them a follow as well if you follow us. Those are some very good follows. Let's bring him back in. Jeremy, you messed up the whole thing. Okay. So we're going to go back. We're going to go into UFC 77 predictions. We'll wait for Jeremy. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, he's back. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. We're like a Verizon network commercial.
I switched to my phone.
It's now Sprint for all y'all fucking youngins out there. All right, so go ahead. Tell me what you're thinking about Metcalf's contract since I talked for a minute.
I get it. And in a couple years, it's going to be a bargain basement deal.
Yep.
But what has he done currently to deserve it other than having speed?
Nothing.
Right. So how I don't get it. Like, how many years does he have left on his rookie deal? Is this his final year? Is this contract year or?
Yeah, final year. And remember, he He was a second-round pick, so he was getting paid shit.
I mean, shit. I mean, can I get paid that kind of shit?
Yeah, but I mean for a player. But this is what I'm asking you. So, like, what do you expect him to do? What do you want? He's probably a top 15 talent. He's definitely a top 15 talent. Because again, but what would you want?
Based off of what? His speed?
His speed and what he's accomplished so far.
What's he accomplished?
He's got good yards. He has, if you look at his numbers, he's not a bad receiver. It's not like he's fucking Christian Kirk that's getting that. He's not horrible. So like last year he put up 967 yards with 12 touchdowns. The year before that he put up 1,300 yards. So he's only played 3 years. So in 3 years he's put up 3,170 yards with 29 fucking touchdowns. He's only missed 1 game that he has not started since. So he's played in all the games that were available. He's gotten 100 targets. He's gotten 58, 83, 75 receptions. Rushing yards, he doesn't have shit. But for 3 years, 3,170. So let's compare him to Christian Kirk. So Christian Kirk has been playing 4 years. He has 2,900 yards and 17 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin has been playing 3 years. He has 3,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. Let's go Cooper Kupp because we know that he's been playing for a minute. But let's just do that. He's been playing since 2017. So Cooper Kupp has 5,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. In his 5th year, he came up with 2,000 yards almost and 16 touchdowns. Let's just say you take away that 5th year. In his first 4 years, he has 500 more yards, 600 more yards than DK Metcalf and 5 less touchdowns. And DK Metcalf has played in 3. Cooper Kupp is the number 1 receiver in the league. So, I mean,
Cooper Kupp took his team to the Super Bowl last year.
No, Cooper Kupp didn't. Matthew Stafford did.
No, Cooper Kupp did.
Yes, but they got a good quarterback. When he was playing with a shitty quarterback in Jared Goff, that's when he was getting 974 yards, 1,161 yards.
But according to you, what's a bad quarterback and what's a good quarterback? Because before Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl, he was a bad quarterback. Now he's a good quarterback.
No, Matthew Stafford was a stat sheet stuffer. He always can put up numbers. He would always put up 5,000 yards, just like Jameis Winston can put up 5,000 yards. The problem was it didn't translate to wins. So regardless of what team you put Matthew Stafford on, he's putting up 5,000 fucking yards. But the difference from having a quarterback that knows what the fuck they're doing, which I did not know, I didn't believe in Matthew Stafford with the Rams. I've said multiple times on podcasts. I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I was basing that based off of he was putting up empty stat numbers on a shitty ass team for years. I was wrong. They gave him a competent coach. They gave him competent players. They gave him competent defense, and he fucking lit the world on fire. But that's the difference between having a great quarterback and an average quarterback. You go from 1,100 yards to 1,900 yards. The difference between a great quarterback and an average quarterback is Tyreek Hill with Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes.
And DK Metcalf just went from Russell Wilson
is not a great quarterback
to the water boy.
He's not a great quarterback.
But still, he still went from Russell Wilson to the water boy.
True, 100%. But with Russell Wilson, he put up fucking numbers. Last year, Russell Wilson didn't even play that many games, and he still put up numbers with Tavares Jackson. He's going to get his numbers, but when you ask me what he's accomplished, in his first 3 years, you can go down the list and go his 3 years versus the last 3 of most receivers, and they're toe for toe. And again, he's not getting paid based off of what he's done because he's getting paid based off of what he can do. And hopefully they have a shitty quarterback and hopefully he can do some stuff. Okay, so for instance, Mecole Hardman, what has he done?
Nothing.
He won a Super Bowl ring. He's got catches in the Super Bowl. He's got catches in the playoffs multiple times.
Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl.
100%. Well, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce won the
And
Super Bowl.
Travis Kelce.
And let's not forget fucking Williams, okay? That was running all over them motherfuckers. So, but that's what I'm saying. So what do you want him to do? If he would have won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks, would he have been a major factor? Probably. But they had a shitty ass fucking team in one of the hardest divisions. So again, we're jumping on him like he's fucking Christian Kirk. That's the problem. The problem isn't DK's contract. The problem is fucking Christian Kirk's. And in a couple years, DK, look, when Hopkins signed that contract 2 years ago, it was fucking amazing. And now, what else did they pay him for? He hasn't missed a game in 3 years. Like, just based off of yards, his yards are comparable to most top receivers the last 3 years. Granted, you're going to have the year where, like Cooper Kupp, I mean, we can pull up, who else do I want? Give me another top receiver. Hopkins. Well, DeAndre Hopkins was injured last year, so that's not fair. Oh, yeah, no, it is fair because it's not fucking his fault. Last 3 years, DeAndre Hopkins has thrown 1,400, 1,100, and 572. And in the last 3 years, he has 18 touchdowns, 24 touchdowns. So in the last 3 years, DK Metcalf has better stats than DeAndre Hopkins. And wait,
DeAndre Hopkins was injured. He didn't play a full season.
That's not his fault. That's not DK's.
But you can't use 2.5 seasons compared to 3.
I can use that DK hasn't missed a game. I can use DK has not missed a game in 3 years. And you know what one of your best ability is?
So then you can't compare him to somebody who missed half a fucking season.
I can. Do you know why? Because dependability and availability is the most important ability. Point blank in the story. And if you're not available or dependable, it doesn't matter what the fuck you can do on the field. DK is available and dependable, as he's shown. That is one of the most important ability in sports. Am I wrong?
You went from talking stats, three full seasons to 2.5 full seasons, and then you quickly switched to dependability. And
give me another quarter. Give me another receiver then. Now you want me to compare him to?
Compare him to Devonte Adams.
But they're not even in the same stratosphere. But okay, let's do it. They're not even in the. That's the horror. Okay, but I got it. Devonte Adams, because I set myself up for this one. I said any top receiver, and Devonte Adams is a top receiver. Okay, so in the last 3 years, Devonte Adams has had 997 yards. So we'll give that to 1,000 just to make my math even. Okay, so he's had 3,800 yards in the last 3 seasons, and he has had 34 touchdowns, and he has not played a full 17 games in any of those seasons. So DK Metcalf is getting paid half the salary that fucking.
How many years is Adams' contract?
4, 5.
I don't remember. I don't have anything to look it up on.
I got it up. Devonte Adams' contract is 5 years. 5 years, $140 million. His average salary is $28 million. Granted, DK's is 24. Oh, so it's 3 years, so it's not even comparable. So that's not even true. Yeah, so let me just shut up with that. It's not even half. But Devonte Adams is the top receiver in the league, right?
Well, if we're basing it off last season, no, Cooper Kupp's the top receiver in the league.
One of the top receivers. He's the top 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And he has 5 more touchdowns and 700 more yards than DK Metcalf in the last 3 years.
In less games.
Okay, it's not. You told me to compare them.
I am comparing them. Devonte Adams has more than DK Metcalf in less games.
Would you rather have Amari Cooper or DK Metcalf?
I'll take the water boy.
Amari Cooper?
I'll take the water boy.
No, stop. That's not the question.
Who hands the players the towels when they come off the field?
It's not a fucking question. Shut the fuck up, Jerry. Oh, boy. Okay, so listen. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. I see your point because I make that same point with Christian Kirk. Your point is very valid. It is very valid. It's just, in my opinion, Seattle has to pay him.
Well, I mean, Seattle has to do something.
Yeah. But would you rather have DK or AJ Brown? That's a good comparison. Let's compare those two.
I just broke my tooth.
So they've both been playing for 3. Oh, shut the fuck up. So they've both been playing for 3 years, okay? This isn't a fair comparison again. We can't compare it. You know why? Because AJ Brown can't fucking stay healthy.
Yeah.
But DK Metcalf can. And AJ Brown's getting paid more than DK Metcalf.
How long has AJ? They've both been in the league only 3 years.
Yep, they both got drafted in the same year. In that time frame, AJ Brown has missed 7 games. So yeah, they both got drafted. AJ Brown has a 4-year. So they're roughly the same contract. 4 years, $100 million. He's getting paid $25 million average salary. DK Metcalf's getting paid $24 million average salary. Do you have a problem with AJ Brown's contract?
Well, yeah, because I mean, he had the GOAT Tannehill.
So
where'd he go now?
He's in Philly, but he also had Derrick Henry, which Derrick Henry is an unfair advantage for any receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree with you. Most scenarios, I'm on your side with this contract. Like I said, Christian Kirk, there's been a lot, but in my this time, I can't. I gotta go on the other side because when you're paying AJ Brown and Christian Kirk that much money, I can't tell DJ Metcalf no. And have you seen how big that motherfucker is? Have you seen him with the shirt off?
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
100%. 100%. But guess what? Seattle's gonna suck, so it's not gonna hurt them. Ryan Jensen injury. Let's talk about that. Go ahead and start that off.
So, if I remember correctly, he got carted off the field. I think it was a knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
So now Brady's is without his center.
Yep.
So I did see that they were looking at J.C. Treader to replace him because J.C. Treader's still a free agent.
Okay.
But it's going to be interesting to see what they do at center. Are they going to bring in somebody or are they going to elevate somebody from within?
So right now, looking at the ESPN, or not ESPN, CBS, their website, looking at this article that just came out 22 hours ago, they said they have 5 options, 5 realistic options. Robert Hansey, Bucks are high on him, and he will have an opportunity to replace Jensen. That sure makes it sound like a leader at this point. A 3rd-round pick from last year of Notre Dame. He played 9 games with 0 starts last year. All at center. Nick Leverett is another in-house candidate, undrafted out of Rice in 2020. He's played 2 games in 2 seasons. Oh, my God. J.C. Treader, like you said. Matt Paradis. He's another potential. He won a Super Bowl. He won during one of his 4 seasons with the Denver Broncos. He's from the Carolina Panthers. He played 9 games last year before tearing his ACL. And then Billy Price is a former 1st-round pick. He's 27 years old. He spent 3 seasons in Cincy before being traded to the Giants ahead of last season. He played 985 snaps at the center. So I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. But they need to figure something out. Because Brady's getting older. And people are coming for his neck. I'm just saying.
And they just signed somebody else.
He's talking too much fucking shit. I know Brady's a GOAT, but motherfucker, be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. That's what I'm just saying. Because I'm tired of him talking shit. He was talking shit that whole fucking golf game where he was talking shit to Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers. Fucking shit. Here's a fucking old ass sounding like a fucking grandpa. Just sit there. Oh, in my day, all of your receivers left you. Josh Allen, somebody's going to leave you. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You were in a 20-year marriage and got cheated on. Shut the fuck up. He is the cheater. He cheated on his fucking loyal family. He cheated him. He didn't even just get a new wife. He got a whole nother fucking family and a whole new name called Tampa Tom. This motherfucker.
Well, I mean, that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens when you get divorced and remarried. You end up.
Oh, you should just cut out again.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. Go ahead and try. Yeah, I got you now. Usually happens when you get divorced and remarried. What happens? No, we ain't.
Yeah, usually what happens when you get divorced and remarried is you get a whole new family.
This motherfucker got a whole new identity. This bitch basically faked his death and went to Costa Rica and bought a whole new fucking identity. He went from the old casual, like fucking nice guy to the fucking partying old man that thinks he's fucking 20. Bitch, your days have passed. Stop partying. Tweeting out that people drink plenty of water. You fucking old ass. I don't know what they're gonna do at center. I hope they do nothing at center. I really want.
Yeah, I hope they do too. And then the first, I hope they do nothing, and then he gets hurt the first game.
I don't want him to get hurt because every time he gets hurt, they change the fucking.
Like I don't want him to get. Look, I don't want him to get hurt horribly. I just want him to get hurt.
No, I want him to suffer. I want to see Joe Namath suffering. I want to see, all them old ass fucking quarterbacks that suffered at the end of their career on shitty ass teams. I want to see that shit. I want to see Brett Favre in the Minnesota Vikings in his last season where he couldn't even throw the ball down the field. I want to see Tom Brady magically get fucking old. I want to see him act his age. I want to see him go through a whole season and understand what sucking is fucking like. I don't want him to get an easy way out. Nope, I don't want you injured. I want you to be 100% healthy and just be fucking old. That's it. Just be 100 healthy, get old, start to slow down. Remember, it's third down, not fourth. All that shit. I want all that shit to happen. I want him to become a human meme. Like, you know how people look at him for like, oh, you can do whatever the fuck you want because you're a 6th-round pick and you became a fucking Super Bowl champion. I also want at his end of his career to be that guy that is the poster child for staying too fucking long. Yep, you should not play into your 40s because this is what happens. Beginning years, into years. You remember when Dan Marino sucked? Like that type of suckage. That type. We don't get to see this too often. Our good quarterbacks now retire before they suck. Like Peyton Manning, we got to see one season of him not sucking, but I would love to see a whole season of him just being sucked. Like, don't replace him. He got out because of Brock Osweiler, so we got lucky. Like, I want to see the decline in live action. Like, every game he gets worse. The first game he throws for 4 touchdowns and they win. And he's talking all this shit. Yeah, fuck you bitches. Fuck you bitches. The second game he throws for 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they win by 3 points. And from that moment on, he does horrible. I want him to get the sense of reality that he's God. And then the shit just come crashing down. And I would love if Bill Belichick was on the other sideline when it happened. I would love for his decline to start with Bill Belichick. I don't know why, but I would love for them to be in a game and Bill Belichick's just staring him down with his hoodie on. And every time Tom looks over at him, he throws an interception. Like the last play he's ever thrown with the Patriots was an interception?
Yeah.
I want that type of bullshit. I want that type of shit for Tom Brady. So fuck Ryan Jensen. I don't give a fuck about y'all motherfuckers with the Bucks. You signed Julio Jones. You deserve this shit. Fucking tired of y'all motherfuckers doing NBA shit. Fucking ring chasing motherfuckers. Julio, how you gonna play with Brady? 24-3, bitch. Oh. Okay. UFC predictions. Have you been paying attention to the fight or any of this stuff for the UFC tonight?
No. I've been paying attention to not having AC at my house and dying.
Motherfucker, you got AC in your house now. Let's stop talking about it. Why are you bringing up old shit? We don't live in the past. We live in the future.
Why are you bringing up old shit? Have you paid attention to anything that's been going on? Like it's in the past, bro.
All right, so this is gonna be an amazing. This is gonna be an amazing card, buddy. Okay, so you had Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold, but that got canceled. But you got Anthony Smith, the light heavyweight, against a guy I can't even pronounce his name, so I'm not going to pronounce it. But yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, so it's a light heavyweight matchup. He's 17-1. You're cutting out. What'd you say?
I didn't hear that 2 people missed weight.
You're cutting out. I'm sharing it real quick so people can see it. This guy.
2 people missed weight.
Oh, 2 people missed weight?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. But we got that might be why Paulo Costa and them got canceled. But we got Anthony Smith versus him, and then we got Alex Perez versus.
It's not showing anything on my.
Alexander, this guy right here at flyweight. This is gonna be a good fight. Derek Lewis is just lovely because Derek Lewis is lovely because his Sergio. Just him going back and forth. He's like, I didn't even know who the fuck he was. Neither did you. So did you freeze? Yeah. Derek Lewis is lovely. Brandon, everybody knows about Brandon Monroe. He's got a great story. That's going to be a good fight. And then we got Pena versus Emmanuel Nunes. So this should be a very star-studded cast, a very good card. But you know, whenever there's a lot of hype and it's very good, sometimes that shit turns out to be boring. But I mean, if I'm picking straight up, I'm gonna go with Anthony Smith because I like Anthony Smith. I don't know much of the other guy, but I like Anthony Smith because when John Jones need that motherfucker illegally, he didn't quit. So I like Anthony Smith. So I'm gonna go with Anthony Smith. This one's a toss-up for me. I'm probably gonna go with Perez just because I like staying on the right side. Jeremy's reconnected. Probably going to go with Perez because I like staying on the right side. I can hear you. There you go. So who you got? Anthony Smith? You're cutting in and out, though.
I'm going to take the other guy.
Can you say his name?
I can't even see it.
It's Mamagood.
I'm on my phone. I'm not on the computer.
Oh, that's right. Mama God. So I'm going to take Alex Perez. That's a toss-up fight to me. I don't know what the odds are, nor do I care. But if I'm looking at the fight, that's a toss-up to me. Who you got, Alexander, or you got Alex?
I'm going Alexandra.
He's 25-5. Alex is 24-6. See if I can make that bigger. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, then we got Derek Lewis and Sergio. I don't know anything about Sergio. I know nothing about this guy. I know nothing about Sergio Palavala. Know nothing about him. I didn't know I could do it like this. So
I'm going with Derek.
I'm going with Derek Lewis too, with that knockout. But you know what? For some odd reason, I think they set him up with Sergio. Sergey. Whatever the fuck his name is. I think they set Derek Lewis up with that one. Kind of like the Nate Diaz shit that's happening with fucking what's his face. All right, so now we got Brandon Moreau versus Kai Karafas. Brandon Moreno. I'm going with Brandon. It's co-main. This is gonna be a great fight. There's gonna be a lot of action.
With Kai.
You going with Kai? A lot of action packed. This should be a very, very good fight. And then, of course, we got the main event. Julia Pena versus Emmanuel Nunez. Now, if people don't know, Julia Pena stayed in the pocket with Amanda, I'm going to be honest. Amanda quit in that fight. But I don't blame her. So when I say quit, I don't want people thinking, oh, she's a quitter. No, she's not a fucking quitter. She knew it wasn't her night. When you see that takedown when Amanda's tired as fuck and Julia's in the pot and just busting her ass, and then she slips on the choke, but she doesn't get the legs in, no body triangle, and she starts to choke. Amanda knew it was over. She just didn't see any sense in taking more punishment, which if I was an MMA fighter, that's how I would be. So Amanda, I've been watching the UFC Ultimate Fighter. I got the ESPN Plus. I've been watching the fuck out of that shit. Amanda Nunes seems determined. But this is the problem I have. Sometimes you just have that person that's just your kryptonite. And Juliana Pena is not scared of her. And I'm old enough to remember when Mike Tyson knocked motherfuckers out before they even got in the ring. That's what was happening with Amanda Nunes and a lot of these players. Like, yeah, she beat Christina Cyborg in 45 seconds. She fucked up Ronda Rousey. She beat Miesha Tate, and she was walking through bitches. And then you got a lady that came up and said, hey, motherfucker, pull up your big girl panties, strap up your bra, and put your dukes up because we going. Tie your hair in a square and let's tie your hair in a knot and square up, bitch. I forgot.
Tie your hair in a square.
Well, I forgot what's Sonya Deville's tagline. Sonya Deville, the wrestler, she had a shirt.
Fuck, I can't remember.
She had a shirt. Darian, she has a shirt. Oh, let me un-Google this. And shirts, t-shirt. It was like hair up and square up. Yeah, put your hair up and square up. This was it right here. Put your hair up and square up, Sonya Deville. So that's basically what Julia Pena told her. Julia Pena said, put your hair up and square up. Tie it up in a knot and get ready for these nuts. And that's what happened. So I'm saying Julia Pena wins this fight again. I'm saying it's going to be a slugfest. I don't think it goes past the third round, but I just think Julia's got, watching The Ultimate Fighter, she's just too much. She's ready. And like when Amanda goes, I'm a lion and I'm coming to get my shit back, Julia's like, that's what you said last time. I want you at my best. What's up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on. I keep losing signal.
I can see that. I can see that. So, Juliana or Amanda?
I think I'm going with Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
I think she's looking for that the revenge.
I agree with you.
That fight back.
I definitely agree with that. I just think that Pena's got her number. If good, I would be fine with her winning because then we get 2 more fights. We get another fight.
Yeah.
I would be completely fine with that, but I'm trying to find. Yeah. So, but I think just Julia Pena, she's not scared of her. And I think that's like, I'm not saying that she's a bully. But when you have somebody that's not scared of you and will stand up, that's where I'm going, basically. Like, no, you don't understand. She's not going to run from you. So could she knock her out? Yes, she could. She could completely knock her out. But I don't think it's going to happen. All right, so we just going to get to one more quick thing before we get off, because then I'll share the screen. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube or whatnot, Jeremy, but you might not be able to see this, but I got into a debate on Twitter, because I always get in fucking debates on Twitter. And this is what the debate was over. Start, bench, or cut. Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson. 3 games. They gave you 3 games. Since 2008, reception targets 8 through 19. They just 46 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So I don't know what this is. 3 games, 9 of 19, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. So I don't know what the stats are for. I don't know if they're playing against Darrelle Revis. So they have Darrelle Revis there. So Terrell Owens had 3 games against Darrelle Revis. He was 8 of 19, 46 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Randy Moss had 3 games against Darrelle Revis. He was 9 of 19, 88 yards, 2 for 1, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Calvin Johnson had 3 games, 4 for 9, 57 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So they're showing this, basing this, saying these are who he was against the greatest thing, but it's not fair. It's not a fair comparison because Randy Moss came in the fucking league in 1998. Calvin Johnson didn't come to the league till what, 2000, and I think it was 2007. I don't know when Darrelle Revis came into the league, but that's my issue. Like, you, in my opinion, you would have an older Randy or T.O. against a younger Calvin, and then you would have a younger Darrelle Revis, and then you would have a younger Calvin Johnson against Darrelle Revis, an older Darrelle Revis. So Darrelle Revis came in 2007. So that means in 2007, when Darrelle Revis came in, he's the same age as Calvin Johnson when Calvin Johnson came in. So by time Darrelle Revis was guarding Randy Moss, he was 9 years in. So Darrelle Revis was hitting his prime when Randy Moss was no longer hitting his prime, when he was coming out of his prime. So I'm just going to say what my decision was. And I preface this to let everybody know, motherfuckers, I've seen this. I was lucky enough to watch all 3 careers in full. With that being said, I am starting Randy Moss, benching T.O., and cutting Calvin Johnson. This is extremely hard because they were all legends, so it's basically whoever you prefer, right? Well, you know how Twitter does. You know what Twitter does, right? You know what Twitter does. Twitter comes back, and we got into a great conversation. It's tough because all 3 are legends, but luckily I am old enough to have watched all 3 of their full careers. With that said, I start Moss, bench Owens, and cut Johnson. Tyler comes in and goes, hey, how you going to cut Calvin like that? I'm like, Niner and Eagles T.O. is how. I'm not even addressing Randy Moss, okay? Because there's no way you're cutting Randy Moss. Randy Moss was there's a fucking term called Moss, where Randy Moss literally Moss this motherfucker. So what Calvin Johnson was doing, Randy Moss was doing way before that. And I said, Niner and Eagle T.O. is how. It's tough as hell, but people forgetting how unstoppable T.O. was in his prime. He comes back with a picture and says, let me know when this has happened to T.O. And he shows double coverage. It's like a video, shows the double coverage. The Saints are lined up double coverage in Calvin Johnson. My reply was, you think Johnson was the only receiver ever double teamed? I'll give you that they didn't hide the game plan at all. But come on, man. I didn't even mention that when T.O. and Moss was drafted, the game was made way more physical. Right. Dude comes back, says, I'd cut Calvin too. You showing off gifts of kitches that have no Revis in them. Randy is a clear number 1, though. Fun debate, comments nice and everything. So when you're looking at this thing, I said I would cut Calvin, right? I'm starting Randy and I'm benching Terrell. Against Revis, Randy has 88 yards and 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. He's caught 9 receptions out of 19, right? 3 games. So that right there against one of the greats, and he was older. That right there shows, and they have him in a Minnesota Vikings jersey. He wasn't playing against Darrelle Revis and the Minnesota Vikings. He was playing against Darrelle Revis with the fucking Raiders and the fucking Patriots. So that's probably when he played the 3 games, when he played the Patriots. So you got him as 2 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Terrell Owens has 8 receptions on 19 targets with 46 yards, 1 interception. Cool. Calvin Johnson only has 9 targets. My opinion, Darrelle Revis shut him down so bad that you could not target him 9 times. But what would you do? Who would you say? Who would you cut? One. So you're like, no, I'm not disrespecting Calvin Johnson because we're talking about 2 Hall of Famers and Calvin Johnson is a 3rd. But people forget how good T.O. was. Like, I'm not even arguing Moss. Moss is out of the question. Unless you bring Jerry Rice up, Moss is starting in 99% of these conversations. Yeah. But if it's between Owens and Calvin Johnson, fuck the Darrelle Revis shit. Do people remember he played with Jeff Garcia? The only time there was only one time outside of Patrick Mahomes that Andy Reid was ever in the Super Bowl. And that was with Terrell Owens as a wide receiver on his team for 1 year. People forget how good this motherfucker was. Right now, what did he run? Like a 4.4 at his age?
I think it was something like that.
Yeah, no, people are forgetting how good this motherfucker was.
Yeah, but I think I'm with you on this one. I think I'm starting Randy, benching Terrell, and cutting Calvin.
Yep. I'm not saying Calvin's not an absolute. And there was a great response on it. Like there was multiple people having great responses about it. Let me just get to the whole web. So it was me. Somebody said start Randy, bench Calvin, cut T.O. He said agreed. Start Megatron, bench Moss, cutting T.O. Starting Moss, benching Johnson, cutting T.O., but I don't feel great about it. Start Moss, like I'm one of the only people, everybody's cutting Owens. Starting T.O. because I feel like he never lost a step, even to this day.
How do you start Calvin Johnson when he was shut down against Terrell Reeves?
How do you exactly bench Moss? And I'm not gonna say I hate using this when I bring it up with what quarterback did they have, but at the same time, the quarterback he had Matthew Stafford, which we have found out is a fucking amazing. So most people are benching, and I'm not gonna say shit. This isn't fair. Wasn't one of those games Calvin had a bum ankle? Stop. It isn't about the stats. It's only the picture I could find with the 3 options. Because Twitter only allows 1 picture. No, they don't. Cut T.O. Too many variables. Bench Megatron only because I'd light a fire under Randy Moss. Healthy Megatron start. Hands down. Michael Irvin bench and cut Randy Moss. What? Owens, end of story, is getting cut. This is my issue. I'm not going to say this, and I don't want to sound like this guy. This guy said start Owens, bench Moss, cut Megatron. Start Moss, sit Tron, cut T.O. This is my issue. I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all right now. I need to know how old everybody is here that's responding. Because what I see, and this sucks with generation, when you look at generation and stuff like that, this is what kind of sucks about it. I preference this when I am...
Even if you put all 3 of them in their prime, I think you're still doing the same thing.
Exactly. But they didn't see them.
I think Calvin Johnson is getting cut.
But they did not see them in their prime. That's the problem. They only see 1998 highlights on old-ass films that look fucking ridiculous. Do you see what I'm saying? So they got old-ass films that look kind of ridiculous. They don't see what's going on, so they're only seeing highlights, and that's it. They did not go through, we didn't have social media, but you got to go through the media to understand how great these motherfuckers were. And 90% of these people, if you were born in 95 or later, by time you got to see Calvin Johnson, you were 10 years old at 10, 11, 12, 7 years old. So you literally saw his whole career. You saw Randy Moss on the Raiders. You saw T.O. on the Cowboys. You saw Randy Moss on the Patriots and said it was because of fucking Tom Brady. People forget that when Tom Brady got Randy Moss, they went fucking 18-0 or 17-0, 18-1, 17-1, whatever the fuck they went. But they went undefeated during the regular season, and they literally were blowing people out by fucking 40 points. So T.O.'s just the disrespect to T.O. because that's my quarterback. He became a meme. It's just so bad. But I think we're on the same page, but I think that's also an age factor.
Yeah.
And I hate using that because a lot of old heads sound fucking stupid. But in this scenario, that's all I can say is you guys do not remember T.O. with the Niners or the Eagles. You have no clue how good he was with Jeff Garcia. No clue. And again, Calvin Johnson's beast.
Absolutely, but if you're taking all 3 in their prime, Calvin Johnson isn't carrying
Nope.
T.O. or Randy Moss's jockstrap.
And again, not to mention, we said physicality, but the rules are different. Fucking Calvin Johnson didn't get in the league until after Tom Brady got fucking injured by the Chiefs, where they came up with a no longer hit your quarterback. You could not, most of Calvin Johnson's career, you could not kill a receiver going across the middle. So that's also like if you put Randy Moss and I hate doing this, but if you put Randy Moss or T.O. in 2007 to 2015, they would have broke so many records. It's not even fucking funny. Yeah. All right. So we didn't hit this hour. Basically, we done. I got to go register my car. I got shit I got to do. We got Jeremy on the phone. So, and nobody laugh at my piece of shit phone either. My show phone, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Y'all don't laugh at that shit. I got to get my case is horrible. Fuck y'all. All right. So I hope everybody has a beautiful, safe weekend. Watch out for that video later on tonight. And Jeremy, go ahead and take us out.
All right, put me in, coach.
Peace. We are out.